Is this thing on? Let's fucking get it. It's the way too early 2025 Week 1 NFL picks, and it's time to fucking cook. First game of the season. I'm jumping right in there. We got the Dallas Cowboys going to the reigning champs, Philadelphia Eagles. I would love to bet the Saquon rushing touchdown prop on this, alongside maybe a Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown prop. Dallas Cowboys coming back in this game with some resurgence, little revenge on the line. Got spanked both meetings last time by the Eagles. Healthy Prescott got a new toy, Pickens, to stretch the field. Now CeeDee Lamb can go across the middle. I don't really believe in the Dallas Cowboys running game, let alone their offensive line, maybe. Tyler Booker got drafted. He's a good addition. Unfortunately, he's going up against Jalen Carter. That's going to be a problem. This is a little bit of a higher scoring matchup. I think this is a plot twist with the spread. This is a little bit of a red flag game. They're going to want you to think it's a blowout. I do believe this keeps you on the edge of your seats. I'm taking Dallas at +7 in this matchup. This game is a 29-24 matchup, 31-27 type deal. I'm taking the Eagles money line, and yes, I'm taking the over at 46.5 points. Let's cook it. Don't cap it. Here we go. Moving on. We got the Kansas City Chiefs going to Brazil to play the Chargers. No one's really got a home field advantage in this matchup. Chiefs going without a couple starting receivers. Chargers lost their right tackle Slater. That's going to be a big deal. Chiefs defensive coordinator is going to have a field day with that. Does Travis Cotta, they got Hampton and Trey Harris in the Chargers. I do believe this is going to be a slugfest. The Brazil game last year had the most tackles out of any game in the whole season. The line's been trending, dropping a little bit. I'm taking the under 44.5 points in this matchup. I'm taking the Chiefs since Slater's out. I do believe the Kansas City defense is going to be too much. I don't even think Herbert's as good as people make him out to be. Sure, he can throw the ball pretty far, but I don't think he's that clutch at all when it comes down to it. I'm taking the Chiefs at -3. This is a good teaser opportunity for 6 or 7 points. Make them +3, +4 on the other side, cross 0. This is a great divisional battle. Not a lot of points scored in this matchup. Moving along. We got the Arizona Cardinals going to New Orleans to play the Saints. Let's keep it real. Saints don't know what the hell they're doing. Derek Carr retired. Tyrann Mathieu gone. Defense is aging. Lattimore's gone. Kamara's never had a 1,000-yard rushing season. He's going to be good in fantasy this year. Kyler Murray is going to be this year. I do believe he runs around crazy in this game. Has a bunch of yards passing ascensions in a dome. Marvin Harrison Jr., 8 to 10 catches, over 100 yards. Trey McBride, I do believe he's going to be the best tight end in the NFL this year. Just got the extension. Healthy James Conner. For that reason, I am leaning Arizona Cardinals to win this game. Just for 1 o'clock ratings purpose sake, I'm going to take the Saints at +6. This might be a little closer than people think. Kyler isn't as effective in the first half. Chris Olave is still there. Obviously, Kamara. I don't believe the Arizona defense is one of the best in the league, but, they can definitely have points. Moving on, we got the Carolina Panthers going to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. Carolina Panthers paid on a pretty strong streak at the end of the year last year. Played pretty well. They got Bryce Young. Don't sleep. They got Tetro and McMillan still. Adam Thielen. Let's see here. Hunter Renfrow. Jimmy Horn Jr. They got another guy. They got Hubbard on the extension. I don't believe their defense is that bad. They only got Will Anderson now. It's crazy. I don't believe Travis Hunter is as good on defense as people make him out to be. This is one of those games where Thomas Jr. has a touchdown. I would bet the prop on that. For the reasoning, I'm betting the Carolina Panthers for the money at +3. I'm taking them outright to win this game, and I am betting the over in this matchup. There will be a lot of points scored since Carolina doesn't have to travel far. Bryce can be throwing it all over this Jaguars pass defense. They're one of the last in the league last year. Moving on. We got the Scarlet Bowl. We got Joe Burrow going to Cleveland to play the Browns. The Browns got 5 quarterbacks on what the hell they're doing. Should be Shedeur Sanders starting in this matchup, but it's probably going to be Father Time, Joe Flacco, just because he has the experience. He will be able to keep up with Jamar Chase and Burrow in this matchup. They look pretty good in preseason. Higgins with the extension is around the running back. This is a higher scoring matchup, 30-something to 17, 30 to 27 to 21, around around there. I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals at -5.5 just because I don't think the Browns offense can keep up with the Bengals. Look for Shador and Judkins to pop off starting after week 6. I'm taking the Bengals money line, and I am taking the over in this matchup. Moving along, we got the Las Vegas Raiders going to New England to play the Patriots. Some resurgence in Vegas with Pete Carroll and Geno. Do like Ashton Genty and Dante Thornton Jr., Jack Beck, but I do not believe they will be on the same page with Geno Smith early on in the season. Patriots should be coached up pretty tough with Mike Vrabel, and I love Travion Henderson, their new running back. They got Stephon Diggs, Drake May second-year breakout. I'm going to take the Vegas lose by a field goal, lose by 2 points in a last 2-minute drill by the Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots money line, and actually I'm going to take over in this matchup, over 43 points, just because I do believe this game is on CBS and Romo is going to be announcing it. There will be a defensive turnover in this game, and both these teams stink. For ratings sake, there's going to be points scored, 44 to 47 points scored in this game. I'm taking the over. Moving along, we got the Miami Dolphins going to the Colts. Colts don't know who's playing the quarterback. They want it to be Richardson. It's probably going to be Jones. Let's keep it real. And if we're keeping it even realer, Jones is probably better. As long as Tua's healthy, they still got Tyreek as far as I know right now. Waddle's still there. Devon Achane looking phenomenal in preseason. I like Adonai Mitchell. I do. Pittman. I think it comes down to coaching in this matchup. I'm taking the Miami Dolphins at -1. I could see the Colts winning. I would not bet on this game, but from my instincts, I know the Miami Dolphins got a home game next week. I would love to see them start off 2-0. I'm taking the under in this matchup. Tyreek Hill gets it going in the first half. Moving along, we got the New York Giants going to Washington to play the Commanders. This is a divisional rivalry game, and the New York Giants defensive line is actually outstanding with all the additions. Thibodeau, Burns, they got Lawrence. There's too many people going on here. I do cover both of the games last year by a total of like 10 points or 9 points, something like that. I'm taking the Giants at 6.5. I don't believe Debo is such a great addition to Washington. I will take to win the game just because they're that much of a better team. But as far as keeping it close in ratings sake, I'm taking the Giants at +6.5, and I will take the under 46 points just because the Giants will slow down Jaden Daniels in the beginning of the first half. Keep this one on the edge of your seat for divisional purposes. Moving along, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers going all the way to New York to play the Jets. These quarterbacks switch places. Aaron Rodgers was on the Jets. Justin Fields was on the Steelers. I do believe the Steelers coach, he knows how to contain Justin Fields. The connection with Garrett Wilson is there just yet for the Jets. I like the addition of Darius Slay to the Steelers. Joey Porter Jr. is still there. Healthy TJ Watt, Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf. I'm going to lean towards the Steelers in this matchup. I just don't believe that the New York defense will be able to contain Aaron Rodgers in this matchup to sell some jerseys. They're going to want the Steelers to win in this matchup. I will take the -3. They're going to win by barely 3, just 3 or 4. Honestly, I might buy the 1.5 there. And since the line is set so low, maybe the bookies know something that we do not. I'm taking the -38, under 38.5. It was at 39, dropped a point, so I'm taking the under. This tells me both of these are probably going to stink, and this is going to be a defensive showdown. Moving on. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Last couple games, the Falcons have had the Bucs number. I do know they got some injuries to their receivers. Ika Ibuka should get some time playing in this game to sell some tickets. Michael Penix finally get Kyle Pitts the ball. Bijan Robinson, probably the number 1 fantasy back in the whole league this year. They got London as a top 5, top 3 receiver on the outside. Home game. Talking myself into it. I'm going to beat the Bucs week 1. I'm +1.5. Taking them for the money. And I do like the Buccaneers passing attack. I think Baker Mayfield's a dog. Just not so confident in Shiloh Sanders in the back end yet for that. I'll be taking the over in this matchup. Over 48.5 points being scored. Moving on. We got the San Francisco 49ers going to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Now, I love what the Seattle's coach is doing with the defense there. I'm just going to throw that out there. Nick Bosa is healthy. I'm going to take the under in this matchup. Beneath points are going to be scored. Sam Darnold might start to see those ghosts again. As far as I know, Christian McCaffrey's still healthy. Jawan Jennings is still healthy. Brock Purdy got the extension. The coaching is leaning heavily on San Francisco. They are favored as the away team in this matchup. Probably taking San Francisco 49ers money line. This spread is sketchy to me, just going to go ahead and take it. Christian McCaffrey's healthy, needs to get back in swing of things. I'm taking the favorite in this matchup, -2.5. They know it's an important matchup. They're going to need this victory later on in the season to get into playoffs. They're probably going to take it pretty serious. Yeah, I'll take the under in this matchup for sure. San Francisco. Moving on. We got the Tennessee Titans going to Denver to play the Broncos. Broncos at the addition of Evan Ingram, I really like there. Cortland Sutton going to be a top 10 wide receiver play this year, mark my words. I like the addition of R.J. Harvey, one of the best coaches in the league still. Don't sleep on the Titans defense. I really like Titans defense. I do not believe that Calvin Ridley is just that good, and I do not believe the connection with Cam Ward is going to be there. In the first game of the season, schedule makers didn't help him out whatsoever. It is the biggest spread of the whole weekend. Most of the time when you see these big spreads in small totals, it is going to be a blowout game. So for that reason, I am going to take the -7.5 Denver Broncos. Of course, I'm taking them to win 31-20, something like that, 27-17. I'm taking them money line, and I will take the under at 41.5 points. I smell a blowout coming. Denver's defense is just the best in the league. Pollard probably not going to be able to do much. Moving on. We got the Detroit Lions going to Green Bay to play the Packers. Now, the Packers are favored. There's going to be a lot of bets on the Packers for this game. I do believe this is a trap game. Something goes off on my spine. The line's too close. I'm going to go ahead and bet the Lions. They got Aiden Hutchinson coming back. Amon-Ra St. Brown is still there. They got Jameson Williams still. I love their tight end. When Jared Goff has protection and he's healthy, which he is the first game of the season, he's a pretty damn good quarterback. These are both shootout teams, so that makes an opposite effect, and it has a high spread and such a low total. So for that reason, I'm going the under. This is probably a low-scoring game in the first half, 7-3, 3-0. And I'm taking Detroit Lions plus 1.5 to take the upset and get the cheese in week 1. Moving on. We got the Houston Texans going to Los Angeles to play the Rams. This is going to be a great game. Sadly, the Texans traded away their best offensive lineman, and they're going up against the top 3 defensive lines in the whole league. Devontae Adams needs to make a connection with Stafford. I know Stafford's not been playing because of his back, but I do believe he's just making sure he doesn't get hurt in the preseason. Devontae Adams definitely going for over 16, 15 fantasy points in this game. I love their running back, Kyron Williams. Probably would bet him for a touchdown. Also would bet Joe Mixon for a touchdown. I love the addition of the 2 new receivers, the Texans. They're just not as good as people think they're going to do. They're not going to click. Yeah, I'm taking the Rams outright in this matchup. I'm taking the under. I do know a lot of points are going to be scored under 44 points, 23-21 type, 21-17, something around there, 24-21. And then I'll take the Rams at -2.5. Screw it. I don't really like this game. This is a trap game. I feel like a lot of people are going to be betting on the Rams. I could see the Texans making the upset, and if it is, it might be the over. But for my money's sake, I'm going with the Rams. Here we go. Moving on, might be probably the best game of the whole Week 1 slate. We got the Sunday night game. It's the Baltimore Ravens going to Buffalo to play the Bills. Now, on paper, the Ravens are probably a much better team. I do love Kyle Hamilton, Malik Starks in the back, Lamar Jackson, obviously. I think Isaiah Likely is out in this game. For some reason, this is one of the only games that the line has not changed. So they're pretty firm on their pick here. The bookies are picking the Buffalo Bills, favored by 1 point. I know they beat them in the playoffs last year too, so you would think a lot of people are going to be betting on the Ravens. I'm keeping it with the Bills in this matchup. I do think this is a Josh Allen MVP takeover type game in the fourth quarter. The highest line of the whole weekend. People think it's going to be a lot of points scored. I beg to differ. Two shootout teams going to create an opposite effect, create a lower scoring game. The spread is also lower than the last digit of the total, so I'm going to take the under in this matchup. Josh Allen last fourth quarter 2-minute drive, the -1.5. Bills Mafia stand up, beating one of the better teams. Ravens never really play good. Like the first 2 games of the season, they always lose for some reason. I got my eyes on them. Moving on. We got the last game of the Week 1 slate. We got the Minnesota Vikings going to Chicago to play the Bears. Now the Bears got a new coordinator, new head coach. I do believe This is going to be the year that you see the Vikings take a step forward, but sadly, Jordan Addison is going to be suspended for this game, and that'll be all eyes focused on the defense for the Bears on Jefferson. Hopefully, Caleb Williams can get rid of the ball because I do believe Vikings front seven is pretty good. There's just too many options for the Bears in this matchup. I would love to see the Bears get this dub. I'm taking the Bears as the underdog at plus 115. I don't like 135s for some reason. I'm going to take the over in this matchup. Justin Jefferson is still in this game. DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Swift, which he was already working with Ben Johnson in Detroit before. Let's give it up to the underdog for the last slate to get us some money. I'm taking the over, and I'm taking Chicago plus 2. Remember to cook it. Don't cap it. That was the way too early week 1 NFL picks. If you like this content, go ahead, leave me a comment below and drop a like. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know what you disagree with. I want to argue with you. I'm going to put out a couple more videos before the season starts. But for now, go ahead, get your parlays up. Let's get this money, baby. Holla.